Good morning, everyone. The time being 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. I'd like to call the Kane County Forest Reserve District Commission meeting to order. Gabby, please do the roll.
Batacola,
Batacola here.
Allen, Arroyo, Bates, Garcia,
Garcia here.
Grape,
Not in the parking lot, I'm here.
Gums, Iqbal,
Iqbal present.
Juby,
Juby here.
Caius,
Dice present.
Leonard,
Leonard here.
Lewis, Linder,
Linda here.
Molina, Genesis, Roth,
Roth is here.
Sanchez, Strathman here, Sturgis, Carver, Tepe,
With the cold.
Tepe, William, Young, David, Kim Young. We have a quorum and Allen's present.
Miss Allen's here also. Thank you very much. Is there anyone here for remote attendance? Seeing none, and Mr. Sanchez, welcome. He's also in attendance. Our next order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Royal, would you lead us in that? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Moving on, our first presentation and approval is for the minutes of the June 9th, 2026 meeting. I need a motion and a second or a
Mr.
unanimous.
Mr. Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Cass.
I would ask for unanimous consent for the approval of the minutes from June 9th, 2026.
Thank you very much. Any objections, comments, concerns? Seeing none, the minutes are approved. Our first order of business today now will be the presentation and approval of the bills and commissioners per diem for June 2026 in the amount of, oh, is there any public comment?
No.
Seeing none? All right. I didn't have a list that said any, but I thought, well, thank you very much. Then we will move on to the commissioners per diem. I need a motion and a second to approve, to discuss and approve the Commissioners per diem for June of 2026 in the amount of $1,140. Ms. Allen moves, Mr. Gripe seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns on this? Seeing none, Gabby, please do the roll.
Batacola,
Abeticola, aye.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Arroyo, Bates, Garcia,
Garcia, yes.
Grape,
Gripe, yes.
Gums, Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Leonard,
Leonard here,
Lewis,
or yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Hennessy, Roth,
Roth, yes.
Sanchez, Rathman,
Yes.
Burgess, Carver, Tepe, Williams, Young, David,
Yes.
Kim Young,
Kim Young, yes.
And welcome to Ms. Gums too. Moving on, we have no presentations today. However, we do have a new format, and I would like to thank the staff and specifically Gabby for all the work she did in setting up a consent agenda for us. So we are now having a consent agenda as we do on the county board meeting. And my first order of business under the consent agenda is to see if anyone would like to pull anything off the consent agenda.
Mr. Leonard.
Yes,
I would like
Ms.
to- I
Abbott-Twelve.
would move to 3236.
3236, okay. Any other concerns or comments? Anything anyone wants pulled off? Seeing none, Gabby, please do the roll on the consent agenda, and then we will discuss the one resolution that Ms. Abbott-Cola would like to discuss.
do we want a motion and did we motion for the consent agenda?
You know, let's have a motion a second.
Roth will motion.
Mr. Roth moves,
Strathman, second.
Ms. Strathman seconds.
Batacola,
Abeticola, aye.
Allen, Arroyo, Bates, Garcia,
Garcia, yes.
Grape,
Gripe, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Caius,
Yes, is that a point of information? That's consent all except for 3236.
Correct.
Thank you. Yes.
Leonard,
Leonard, yes.
Lewis, Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Hennessy, Roth,
Roth, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Rathman,
Strathman, yes.
Sturgis, Carver, Tepe,
Pepe, yes.
Williams, David Young,
Yes.
Kim Young,
Okay, the consent agenda is approved excluding resolution FP-R-26-07-3236. This is a resolution of no problem.
You're out of order, madam.
We're going to take about a 1-minute recess here and just do a quick cleanup. Not a problem.
Exactly.
Hey, nicely done. Kim, also get the top of your computer too. Darn fun.
Hey, Mr. Chief, I can step-
Right. Yeah, really, Bill. Yeah, no need to. Said that. Get up.
They teach us when you do that, you store them out because that's how it's memorable that you were part of the conspiracy.
Mr. President,
Oh.
Mr. President,
All right, I think we will,
is Dr. Young be called out of
continue
order?
with our agenda. If everyone would, please,
Mr.
draw their
President,
attention back to, all right. We're back in our agenda now. Thank you all very much for cleaning things up so quickly. This is another great reason why we have a consent agenda. In case we have a little interruption, we have plenty of time for it. So no problem at all. With respect to the one resolution that was pulled off a consent agenda, which, as I mentioned, is FP-R-26-07-3236. This resolution is approving amendments to the agricultural land use policy. And Ms. Abaticola, would you please mention why you wanted that?
Do we
pulled
want a
off?
motion in a
President,
second?
can we have a motion to discuss?
I'll move it.
Thank you very much. Moved by
second.
Marina, seconded by Ms. Juby. Thank you, ladies, very much. Ms. Abaticola, please.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. I didn't want to vote no on this because I'm not convinced it's a no. But I did speak to a few farmers and I just wanted a little bit more time to do a little bit more work with some local farmers about rent increases specifically and the type of soybean seed that they'll be allowed to use in planting on forest preserve property and what that means, the implications to them and their yields. And so I just wanted to send it back to the committee for us to do just a little bit more investigation into how it can be a win-win, a win for the forest preserve, getting market values, and a win for our local family farmers.
Thank you very much. We do have Mr. Pat Chess here, who I think may be able to shed some light on some of your concerns. And if they're satisfied, then we'll vote. If not, we can always move it. Mr. Chess?
Hello, there it is. All right, yeah, so two of the changes that we're looking to make to the policy here are a change to the way that the rent structure is done, and then also a banning of neonicotinoid coated soybean seeds as they're planted. So when we look at the rent structure, the district hasn't changed rents on the farmers in a decade. So those were put in place like 10 years ago, and we've been using those ever since. And so the market rate for agricultural rents have varied over that 10-year period. A lot has happened kind of globally and economically. The district hasn't been able to take advantage of those, of either the rise, nor have the farmers been able to take advantage when the rents have dipped. And so what we've done here is try to
60 degrees, that'll be
come
cool.
up with a way to calculate market rate that utilizes data statewide and allows us to kind of capture those changes in the market. And so that's what this structure does here, is it looks at surveys done and published out on the Illinois Farm Docs. And so what they do is they survey farmers statewide. They get what those farmers are paying in cash rent per acre. And then they put those basically on a chart with the soil productivity index of the soil that's being farmed. And then you get a kind of regression factor across that data, which comes up with a formula for how you would calculate a market rate based on the soil productivity index. That number is further modified by a factor of where you are geographically in the state. So us being in northeastern Illinois brings the rates down because we're lumped in with a bunch of counties like Cook, where the rates are generally very low for farming since there isn't a lot of farming occurring in Cook. And so this formula would allow us to kind of put in those numbers annually into this formula and allow us to change the rent as market rates adjust. And so right now, what you look at, it's about a 9% change, 9% increase to the district from the current rates that were set, but those were set 10 years ago. And so you would expect there to be some change there. In reality, when you look at the farms, some farmers are going to pay less because the way that we have looked at the soils is different than the formula we were previously using. And so some of those got reclassified from excellent down to good, or from good down to average. And so those farmers individually will end up paying less. Other farmers are going to pay more, depending on where that soil productivity index puts them into what category. The other factor here is that we're looking to ban neonic coated soybean seeds. We already currently have banned the spraying of neonics. And so neonics are insecticides. They're largely problematic when you spray them because they make little pollen-like balls, right? That get on bees, they kill off-target insects. One common practice that you see in farming, right, is that they'll treat soybeans prior to planting, coat them with these neonics. The intent there is that as the soybean germinates and grows, right, it'll absorb some of that, and the little seedling will be protected from insects in its early stages. There's been a variety of studies done by both the federal EPA as well as various universities that show the timing of when insect predators show up to predate soybeans is later in the season and late enough so that that initial small amount of neonics on the soybean have moved on and don't actually protect the plant from when those insects are there. In reality, they're there for a little bit of time, but then they move out into groundwater, they move off site, they move into off-target plants. And so you're increasing a bunch of risks to off-target species kill while providing no net benefit to the farmer. So there's been a bunch of studies to show what is the economic yield of beans when they're treated and when they're not. They basically showed that there's no economic difference to the farmer. And when we talk to farmers, generally what we're seeing is that they're basically just using what's being recommended to them by their seed provider, right? And so they're buying their seeds from a vendor, and they're just buying the seeds that are getting recommended to them. So it's non-treated soybeans are also readily available. So there shouldn't be an issue with a farmer being able to get a hold of these type of seeds and planting them. And then when you look at the studies, they show that there shouldn't be any net negative effect to the farmer by not using this. But it will be a net ecological benefit by reducing some of that risk for non-target kill.
Ms. Abbott-Cole, please
Okay.
ask any questions you have.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And that's what you shared with us in committee. And I felt really great about that. But because of the way my mind works, I'm a highly collaborative person. I went and made some phone calls. And the farmers I talked to just saw it differently. And so I just want a little bit more time. But I do have a couple of questions. So when you've tested the water around the farms that use this seed, what have you found?
So we haven't done any of the tests. These are tests that were done right by, like, research that's been done by universities and by the EPA. So
Okay.
not by
I think you
us
said
internally,
Purdue.
right? Yeah, Purdue has done some of them. And so you find that the neonics in general, right, will move into the groundwater and move off site. And so they don't break down super readily. And so as you're introducing these insecticides into the system, right, they're just going out into the environment, and then you run the risk of them killing
Yeah, so but if you're
insects in other places.
which is what this policy affects, we haven't seen native species, native plants, bodies of water being contaminated, dying. We haven't seen any of that from these seeds. We have, right? Like, because you have people that go out and inspect. So you would see if
So
that was a problem.
we have not been monitoring our groundwater right on site for neonics. We have started monitoring some of our animals, right? And so we've been taking blood samples off of our kestrels, and so you can kind of see the bioaccumulation of neonics through the food chain, right? As insects are eating the plants, and then the
Right, of
kestrels are
course.
eating the insects, and they're bioaccumulating up, and that has negative impacts on some of those kind of higher up the food chain animals.
Can you give me an example of one of those?
So the animal that we're specifically doing the blood test on is the American kestrel. It's
And
a
that's the
small
one you're concerned
hawk.
about, that has,
So
the way
we'd be
we did this
concerned
on-
basically with any off-target kill of insects, right? And so as it moves into, right, our farm fields in the district are generally buffered by either other farm fields or by just the regular forest preserves, right? And so as those chemicals are kind of moving out into our prairies, we've got hundreds of species of insects that are utilizing those prairies as habitat, any which of, whom we would be concerned with. And so it's less of a specific species concern and more of a generalist, we're looking to reduce any potential risk, right, from what we have, from what research has shown to be a potentially unnecessary treatment, right? And so if it's an unnecessary economic treatment, then any perceived risk, right, is not, we're just looking at as not being worth including in our program.
Mhm. And I would totally agree with you if, like, I saw that, but, because obviously I care very much about the environment and I don't want to be part of anything that would hurt that.
Yeah.
But I just, would still like to send it back to committee to discuss for another month or two to, and really hear from some farmers that rent our land. So that's it.
Any other questions or concerns by anyone else? Mr. Caius?
Sure. Well, I just want to give a little experience that I have. I have a degree in entomology, master's degree in entomology, and I worked 9 years at Washington State University as a pest management of pollinators. And this is the concern with the neonicotinoids, which are called short neonics, because they are water soluble and they do transfer underground to plants where they are absorbed and go into the blooms and can affect pollinators. And it's very difficult to measure that, but it is proven that they are there at all of the sites by some of the premier institutions, which is, what would we say was the university? Purdue. Purdue is like number one. The professor I worked under was a PU graduate, big brag, I'm from PU. The USDA and universities around the country have shown in studies that this is a potential serious problem. And I can say that this kind of thing does happen. One of the insecticides we were testing on bees, pollinators and alfalfa seed and honeybees was the perfect insecticide. It was a pyrethroid, and they put it in a little plastic ball. It was perfect because it would go on the plant and then slowly release it to kill all of the pesticide or all of the pest insects. Unfortunately, it was the same size as a pollen grain. So the honeybees and all the bees picked it up and took it back to their hives. And it was completely devastating. This is not the same thing, but this kind of thing has happened. And I think we have enough scientific indications from publications throughout the country and actually around the world. I think they've even banned neonics in Europe. I'm not sure.
Yes.
So I appreciate your concern. I also am a firm believer. I'll show you my bug tattoo and I'm wearing a bee tie. And so, because I'm doing the 4-H deals this afternoon at the fairgrounds even. So save the bees. And I think this is one thing we can do. I think the concern that I would have is that if this, if we require this, do you have any indication whether this would restrict whether we could lease out our land? You think the farmers wouldn't, have you got any indication that they won't lease our land?
Not at all.
So my suggestion would be that we rely on the farmers in our program to let them select. If the other farmers don't like this, don't lease it, but.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
us,
the farmers I talked to hadn't been consulted, and I know every farmer hadn't been consulted, but like, that's who I'm here to represent.
Sure.
And so I feel like if a decade has gone by and all these prices, I'm just motioning, to send it back to committee for another month or two. That's all I'm asking for out of,
I think
120 months of it, 10 years of these prices and all of this going on. I'm just asking for one more month.
is there a timing thing on?
There is some timing. We want to
There
get them,
is.
we want to get the contract in their hands by the beginning of October.
Yes.
They do have some time. I did want to add that all of our farmers are on a right of first refusal. So as they see these changes, that the majority are annual leases. If there's something they don't like or they don't agree with the rent or the neonicotinoid restriction, they can pass. I'm very confident that, most, if not all of our farmers will sign the conditions that are on here, but,
And I'm not doubting that. I'm just asking for one more month out of, yeah, a decade of.
Ms. Bates and then Ms. Stratton.
Was there a motion?
Yeah, you need a motion.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what
We
was,
have-
point of order?
Just one more month back to
What does that
committee.
mean?
so we can't discuss it.
No, we can discuss.
She's
What
she,
is,
Mr.
what is
President,
the problem with,
she's interposing a motion to table for 1 month
yeah,
and to send it back to committee for discussion. So
so we should vote on that then directly, or?
that motion needs, if there's any discussion on that particular intervening motion, that's appropriate. And then a vote on that before you continue on the underlying.
Okay, so Ms. Bates, Ms. Stratton, and Ms. Gums, are all of yours related to postponing this decision for a month?
Yes.
All right, let's go with Ms. Bates first. Ms. Strathman, are you okay with?
Mine is.
Okay, and then we'll go with Ms. Gums. Go ahead, Ms. Bates.
I think it's about postponing. With much respect, Ms. Abaticola, I would like to reinforce that this has a lot to do with the precautionary principle of do no harm to the environment. And I believe that I would not like to send this back to the committee. I think, so that we can get these contracts signed, be better to move forward with this. I believe that this can protect the farmers from loss of pollinators. Farmers need pollinators too. And the extra cost of the neonicotinoid treated seeds. This has been scientifically proven that the neonicotinoids are harming the bees, harming the environment. So I would like to move it forward sooner.
Thank you, Ms. Bates. Ms. Gums?
I only have one question as it pertains to the motion on the floor. If we postpone this for a month, will it hurt anything?
So we're still on track, right, we want to get licenses in their hands at the beginning of October to get them signed by the end of that month. We generally like to get this done as quickly as possible, just to give the farmers as much notice, right? So that they can start planning for the years ahead, or if they're gonna see a change in rate and know that they want to back out of the program, right? Giving them as much advance notice is just as much courtesy as we can.
So 1 month is not gonna make or break it?
Yep.
That's my only question. It's not gonna make or break it. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Gums. Ms. Stratton?
Yes, I just have a question. This is only affecting the farmers who rent our land.
Right.
Okay, so it's not farmers. We're not giving them restrictions on their own land. This is
That is
our
correct.
land.
Yes.
Okay.
Seeing no other questions on the motion, Mr. Roth? Okay, well, let's have a vote now on the motion.
To be clear, the motion is to table and send back to committee for 1 month.
Yes.
For 1 month.
For 1 month.
Baticola,
Abaticola, aye.
Allen? No. Arroyo?
Yes.
Bates?
Bates, no.
Garcia? Right?
right, yes.
Gums?
Gums, yes.
Iqbal?
Iqbal, yes.
Juby, no.
Bias no?
Leonard?
Leonard, no.
Lewis?
Lewis, no.
Leonard, no. Roth, yes.
Sanchez?
Sanchez, no.
Strathman, no. Sturgis? Carver? Pepe?
Tuppy, no.
Williams? Young?
Yes.
Tim Young? Yeah.
Well, the 8.
Okay, the motion fails. And now we'll go back to the subject matter on the resolution, Mr. Roth.
Regarding the rates, are these below what would be normal other farmers leasing land?
So these are designed to be to be set at what like an average market rate would be. So this should be, this should approximate the kind of average what farmers are paying on land
Okay,
elsewhere.
so if a farmer is leasing, he's doing these approximately the same amount?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Ms. Juby.
I just want to add a little tidbit that 49% of the farmland in King County is an SPI above 115. So the fact that I don't know what our forest preserve breakout is, because I didn't know that I
Yes.
have to ask that question, but we historically have been really, really low and not following the standard leasing. So, and then I know there was a question in committee about hay, about it not going up. And if you're only going to allow one cutting and you're going to have all kinds of restrictions on it, I actually think 120 is kind of high, but that's just me. So anyway.
Any other questions, comments on the resolution? And we did have a motion to second on that.
Yes.
Okay. Seeing no other questions or comments, please do the roll on that, Gabby.
Batacola,
Batacola, no.
Allen. Aye. Arroyo, Bates,
Yeah.
Garcia. Grape,
Right, no.
Gums,
Comes, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Juby,
Should be I.
Caius. Leonard,
Thanks, yes. Sorry.
Leonard, yes.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Molina. Hennessy. Roth,
Roth, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Sturgis, Carver, Pepe,
Duffy, yes.
Williams, David Young,
No.
Kim Young,
Yes.
Resolution's approved. Thank you very much. Moving on, we have no need for closed session today. We'll move on to new and unfinished business. Is there anything anyone wants to discuss? Seeing nothing, we'll move on to communications. Ms. Laura Matanchuk.
Hi, everybody. I have something a little different for you today. We're going to talk about some of our social media successes. And if you were at our last Finance and Administration Committee meeting, Commissioner Allen asked me to bring back some of this information to this meeting. So let's talk about leased bitterns. On the right, you'll see a picture of a nest that our Natural Resources Department found when they were out in the wetlands. And you can see the nest is raised above the water, and they wanted to know what birds this came from. And so they set up a trail cam and waited to see, and they thought it would be one of the secretive marshland birds, and turns out it was. They were leased bitterns, and here are some of the pictures that the trail cam took. It's hard to tell exactly where the birds are going to be, of course, and with the cattails moving, so that's why it's blurry. Hopefully this link works. This is what a leased bittern looks like when it's not blurry like that. Okay, give me a second. And so they were nesting, hold on. They were nesting and then they hatched, and this little fluff ball here is what they look like right after they hatched. And this was huge on our social media. Oh, sorry, here's one of the videos of them feeding their young. So we posted about the nest initially on social media, and we had 235,000 plus views on Facebook and almost 7,000 views on Instagram. People love seeing wildlife on our social media, and they love seeing baby wildlife even more. We had 4,500 reactions, comments, shares, and saves on Facebook, and as well as 750 on Instagram. And then once the chicks hatched, we had 71,000 views on Facebook and 3,000 views on Instagram, 1,200 more comments, 376 on Instagram, and we picked up followers from both posts on both platforms. So this has been great as far as engagement wise, as well as wildlife wise. And then here are some of the comments. I know they're tiny, but some of them say, so glad you're keeping their location secret to keep them protected and keep others from bothering or harming them. That's fantastic. A clutch of 6 is wonderful. Great pictures. Thanks for posting. Cool. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. Looks like someone stuck googly eyes on a lump of feathers. So cute. One of my favorites came from one of our volunteer stewards, Paul Beck. He wrote, "I have unofficially named one Cyril," so there you go. So it's been nothing but positive feedback online. And then another positive feedback online situation we had was right after the district acquired the two Hemmer parcels. We had 111,000 views on Facebook just to posting the press release that we had. 2,700 reactions, comments, shares, and saves. We picked up 54 new followers, and it was shared out by the public 173 times, and this was as of last Friday. And then some of the comments here. Oh, sorry about that. Goal in life is to get some property and restored enough that the county goes this crazy for it when I die. A big thank you to the voters who continue to support referendums that finance these valuable acquisitions. Great news. Thank you, Kane County Board, for providing the funds to acquire these open lands for now and our future generations. And then I clarified it's the residents of Kane County who fund these, not the county board. And then great news, congrats on this wonderful investment. So just a couple examples of how our social media is reaching far and wide, and congrats to everybody.
I noticed you whipped right by the question, are we adding bison to it?
I did,
Had we thought about that?
As it sits right now, it's not amenable to that, but. Maybe
That's a
someday
no.
in the future.
Just say no.
I really do have a serious question about that. The bison, were they evicted yet from the west?
I don't know about that.
I don't know, Pat, if you heard about that, the American Prairie Reserve, the national news about that, you know, that.
The bison are
We do
getting
not know.
evicted from, I think, Montana or someplace.
We
That's what
should
I'm
stop
saying.
them.
Like, I'm just saying, if they're getting evicted, like,
And we do have a couple of options on additional bison somewhere down the road. Nothing materialized right now, but we are working on it. So thank you for the question. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, the only Ms. Allen, yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I want to ask if anybody here is an interested golfer, if you'd be willing to put together a foursome for the Forest Preserve Foundation golf outing, which is in September. We raise money to do stuff that the taxpayers can't afford to do. So we have this very cool playground area that's going in at Leroy Oaks. And it's designed for people with various kinds of sensory problems, heightened ones. I mean, everyone can use it, but this is one that will be truly available for everyone who needs to have some special consideration if they want to go and play. But it's still designed to be nature friendly. So when you're playing there, you're realizing that you're just getting you won't realize that you're getting a step up to further enjoy the great outdoors. So we raised it. I mean, we'd all like to do everything. And this is a way to do something more by virtue of having another entity have some money to toss at a problem. And one of the ways that the foundation raises money is with the plant sale in the spring and the golf outing in September. So if you have friends who might be willing to come and support us, the cost is $500 a foursome with a couple of carts, and it's a little more entertaining because sometimes there's a certain hole where if you're able to get onto the green, you get a ticket, which goes, and you'd be surprised how hard it is to get on the green. So you get a ticket. I was surprised. All these guys really looked like they knew, and gals looked like they knew what they were doing, and it was really hard to get on the green. So you might only have like 10 tickets in a jar to draw out for a really nice $500 Yeti cooler. So that's an instance of one of the holes having a little extra something, and many of the holes have a little extra something, and there's a great dinner. So just think about it, and we have people who have more information than I.
Miss Allen, if you're gonna drive the drink cart, I'll do it.
That's a scary proposition, but thank you. So anyway, thank you. Aye.
Mr. Chair, Surges.
Does somebody know the date?
Lori, is it September 10th?
September 10th.
Good.
And more information is available online at kaneforestpreservefoundation.org.
So, Mr. Gregg,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so Miss Allen, I didn't hear a definitive answer, yes or no, to Ms. Gum's request.
About driving the cart?
Yes.
Well, normally, as your liaison to this organization, they give me a peasant role. But maybe I could go up higher on the food chain and drive a cart. I will toss it in there.
Yeah, and it wouldn't
So
have to
noted.
be all day. Wouldn't have to be all day, just for a short period of time.
We will work it out.
Any
Thank-
other
thank you.
questions, comments? Mr. Gregg?
Thank you, Ms. Leonard. Just a question for those of us that equate playing golf with doing our taxes. Can we donate to help somebody else play golf?
Absolutely.
Yeah, hey, Bill, it's Cliff.
You're a real fun guy, John.
Any other questions or comments? Oh, Mr. Sturgis, are you online?
Hey, Bill, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Deb, if we wanted to donate because we're really bad golfers, is there a link where we could do that?
I'm positive we can work that out.
Yes,
Thank
again,
you.
it would be at kaneforestpreservefoundation.org.
Did you get that, Cliff?
No, if somebody could send that in an email, that'd be really
will.
spectacular.
Lori will send you an email on that. Thank you very much.
Dynamite, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, we will move on. The only comment I have to make today is, once again, I'd like to thank staff, in particular Gabby, for setting up the consent agenda, which we use on our county board. It is going to speed up the process, and it actually gives us more time to answer questions about specific resolutions that people may want to ask, or if we have little mishaps that we need to clean up, whatever it may be. So don't even worry about it. We've all done it. So, but anyhow, thank you very much, Gabby, for all you've done there. It's been great. Moving on, we just have two more orders of business. First one is I need a motion, a second to place the reports on file. Correct. Thank you, Mr. Rathman. Any objections, concerns, comments? Seeing none, the reports are placed on file. And now you need a motion, a second to adjourn.
Roth will make a motion to adjourn.
Roth moves. Mr. Gripe seconds. All in favor, say aye.